Good morning, students. Welcome to Computer Aided Design course code P20DE102. I am V. Rakesh, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Kids Warangal. In this video lecture, I am going to explain one topic, that is input devices. The course learning objective is input devices. After completion of this course, student will able to identify the different types of input devices and its usage. That is the course outcome. Let us see the introduction about input devices. The input devices are used to input the two possible types of information, that is one text, another one is graphics. The text input devices are the alphanumeric keyboards, and also it is also called as character oriented keyboards. The another one is graphics. In the graphics, keyboard comes under locating devices. Locating devices are locators provides a position or location on the screen. These include light pens, mic, digitizing tablets, and styli, joysticks, trackballs, thumb wheels, touch screens, and touchpads. Locating devices typically operate by controlling the position of a cursor on the screen. They are also referred to as cursor control devices. These locating devices are also called as cursor control devices. All locating devices, with the exception of the joystick, which may provide three-dimensional input or two-dimensional input devices. Image input devices such as video frame grabbers and scanners comprise the third class of graphics input devices. Electronic imaging is an area of relevance to image processing. There are four relevant parameters to measure the performance of graphics input devices. The first one is resolution, second one is accuracy, third one is repeatability, and fourth one is linearity. We know the awareness about resolution. The screen resolution is minimum 1024 into 768 inches. Let us discussing about what is accuracy, what is repeatability, and what is linearity. Let us see the first one, accuracy. Accuracy is defined as the error in the measurement of actual data by the input device. This parameter applies more to digitizers. The accuracy of a digitizer is measured by how closely a point is reported as to its actual location on the digitizer grid. The second one is repeatability. Repeatability measures the device ability to return to a given position. For example, if the same point is digitized many times, how close are the coordinates of the resulting point? The last one is linearity. Linearity measures the response of a device to the user hard movements. How does the device, for example, increase or decrease the input coordinates in accordance with the user hand movements? This is the brief discussion about input devices. Let us see the various input devices. uh, the following are this tree diagram show the different types of input devices. First one is keyboard, second pointing devices, biometric devices, mic or headphone devices, digital camera devices. The last one is digital scanner. Here pointing device again divided into joystick, trackball, touchpad, touch screen, mouse, digital pen, light pen. The last one is wheel. These are the few pointing devices. This mouse is again classified into three types. That is, first one optical mouse, wireless mouse. The third one is mechanical mouse. Here, biometric devices are voice recognition, thumb impression, signature verification system, retina scanner, face recognition. This tree diagram shows what are the different types of input devices. Now, in the next slide, we will discussing about each and every input device and its usage. Let us discussing about keyboard. Uh, Let us see the definition of keyboard. Keyboard is an input device which contain keys user press to enter the data or instruction into the computer. We are having two different types of keyboards are available in the market. First one is conventional keyboard, second one is programmable function keyboard. Short name is PFK, programmable function keyboard. In conventional keyboards are text-only devices and form an essential and basic input device. They are typically employed to create or edit programs or to perform word processing functions. These keyboards have been modified to perform graphics tasks by adding special function keys or attaching graphics input devices such as mice to them. You can enter most input data into the computer by using a keyboard. This input method is similar to typing on a typewriter. Most typewriters and computer keyboards are QWERTY keyboards. The alphabetic keys are arranged so that the upper left row of letters begins with 6 letters, that is QWERTY. Designers of other keyboards claim that their boards are easier to learn than the QWERTY keyboard. You can also see this keyboard. This is the example for QWERTY keyboard. Alphabetic keys contains alphabets from A to Z. You can type alphabets capital A to Z or small a to Z. Numerical keys contains numbers 0 to 9. Symbols keys contains many symbols like exclamator, at the rate, hash, dollar symbol, percentage symbol, etc. Functional keys contains F1 to F12 designed for special purpose. The programmable function keyboard is another type that typically has push buttons that are programmed to eliminate extensive typing of commands or entering coordinate information. The push buttons are controlled by the software and may be assigned different functions at different phases of the software. Programmable function keyboard may be built as a separate unit or buttons may just be integrated with a conventional keyboard. Each keyboard or input device in general is connected to the computer by means of registers whose contents can be read by the computer. A keyboard has typically two registers, one to set a status bit when a key has been struck, the other to identify the key by its character code. You can also see here in the keyboard we are having repeated keys, that is here also control, here also control. When this control button is not working, you can also use this option. When this alt button is not working, you can also use alt button here. Similar like shift, similar like remaining keys also. The value of the status bit is monitored in a continuous, repetitive manner by the software via programming technique. It is known as polling. Extra keys contains escape, alt, control, backspace, shift, enter, etc. You can also see the all keys in this sketch. Control button, Windows, alt, backspace, alt, Windows, menu, control, shift, arrows, number pad, indicators, scroll, print screen, this is delete, backspace. Here also this is space bar, this is the backspace. These are the function keys. This is escape button, this capital lock, shift button, control. These are the different types of keys available in the keyboard. Next we will discussing about pointing devices. A pointing device is an input device which is used to control a pointer on a screen. Pointer is a small symbol on a screen. A pointing device is an input interface, especially a human interface device, that allows a user to input spatial, that means continuous and multi-dimensional data to a computer. In CAD systems and graphical user interfaces, that means short term is GUI, allows the user to control and provide data to the computer using physical gestures. That means point, click and drag. For example, by moving a handheld mouse across the surface of the physical desktop and activating switches on the house. Movements of the pointing device are echoed on the screen by movements of the pointer or cursor and other visual changes. Let us see the functions of mouse. The mouse is a small device used to point to a particular place on the screen and select in order to perform one or more actions. It can be used to select menu commands, size windows, start programs, etc. The most conventional kind of mouse has two buttons on the top. One is left on the left one being used most frequently. The mouse having two buttons, one is left button, another one is right button. In the middle, one roller is there. With the mouse, you can draw, select option from a menu and modify or move the text. You issue commands by pointing with the pointer and clicking a mouse button. In addition to minimizing typing errors, a mouse makes operating a microcomputer easier for beginning. Let us see the mouse actions. Uh, when you click left button, it is used to select an item. When you double click left button, it is used to start a program or open a file. Uh, when you click on right mouse button, it is usually used to display a set of commands. When you hold mouse left button, drag and drop, it allows you to select and move an item from one location to another location. To achieve this, place the cursor over an item on the screen, click the left mouse button and while holding the button down, move the cursor to where you want to place the item and then release it. These are the few mouse actions. Let us see the different types of mouse. Basically, we are having three types of mouse. One is mechanical mouse, second one is optical mouse, third one is wireless mouse. In the next slide, we will discussing about these different types of mouses. Let us see the first one, mechanical mouse. This Actually, the mouse was invented in the late 1960s as a location device, but has only recently become fairly popular due to its convenient use with icons and pop-up and pull-down menus. The mechanical mouse is a box with two metal wheels or rollers on the bottom whose axes are orthogonal in order to record the mouse motion in x direction and y directions. The roll of the mouse on any flat surface causes the rotation of the wheel, which is encoded into digital values via potentiometers. These values may be stored when a mouse push button is depressed in the mouse registers accessible by the application program either immediately or during the computer interrupt every refresh cycle. Using these values, the program can determine the direction and magnitude of the mouse movement. When the ball is rolled in any direction, sensors inside the mouse detect this motion and move the on the screen mouse pointer in the same direction. The second one is optical mouse. Unlike the mechanical one, the optical mouse is used in conjunction with a special surface that name is mouse pad. Movements over the surface are measured by a light beam modulator, a light beam modulation and optical encoding techniques. The light source is located at the bottom end. The light source is located at the bottom and the mouse must be contact with the surface for the screen cursor to follow its movements. Push buttons here left push button and right push button may be mounted on the top of the mouse and programmed to various functions. The last one is wireless mouse. Wireless mice usually work via radio frequencies commonly referred to as RF. RF wireless mice require two components to work properly, a radio transmitter and a radio receiver. The next one is joystick. The joystick is a vertical stick which moves the graphics cursor in a direction the stick is moved. It is typically has a button on the top that is used to select the option pointed by the user. The joystick works by pushing its stick backward or forward or to the left or right. The extreme positions of these directions correspond to the four corners of the screen. A joystick may be equipped with a rotating knob on the top, which can be used to enter the third axis value, thus making the joystick a three-dimensional input device. Springs are often provided to return the joystick to its center position. Joystick is used as an input device primarily used with video games, training simulators and controlling robots. Next one is trackball. A trackball is similar in principle to a joystick but allows more precise fingertip control. The ball rotates freely within its mount. Both joystick and trackball have been used historically in radar and flight control system. Both are used to navigate the screen display cursor. The user of a trackball can learn quickly how to adjust to any non-linearities in its performance. Next one is touchpad. A touchpad is a device for pointing, that means controlling input positioning on a computer display screen. It is an alternative to the mouse. Originally incorporated in laptop computers, you can see in the laptop here. Touchpads are also being made for use with desktop computers. A touchpad works by sensing the user's finger movement and downward pressure. Touch screen. A touch screen is a computer display screen that is also an input device. The screens are sensitive to pressure. A user interacts with the computer by touching pictures or words on the screen. Digital pen. A digital pen is a battery-operated writing instrument that allows the user to digitally capture a handwritten note or drawing. Typically, a digital pen comes with a universal series bus, that means USB cradle to let the user upload the handwritten notes to a personal computer. Light pen. A light-sensitive stylus wired to a video terminal used to draw pictures or select menu options. The user brings the pen to the desired point on the screen and presses the pen button to make contact. Contrary to what it looks like, the pen does not shine light onto the screen. Rather, the screen beams into the pen. Screen pixels are constantly being refreshed when the user presses the button. The pen senses light and the pixel being illuminated at the instant identifies the screen location. Wheel. Steering wheels are gaming devices used in driving games. All steering wheel controls come with a wheel, accelerator and brake. Some steering wheel controls allow manual, that means gear together shifting, while other only have high, low or forward reverse options. A whole range of racing wheels have been developed to make the experience of driving more realistic, and with the development of force feedback you can feel the actual resistance particular types of steering have. For example, riding a motorcycle is quite different than flying a helicopter or driving a car or tank. Let us see the advantages and disadvantages of cursor control devices. uh, First, see the advantages of light pen. Ideal for tracking moving objects. Error Error rate is low when picking displayed items. Good for simple drawing. Let us see the disadvantages of light pen. It is not a pen. Low resolution, tiring to use, abstracts part of screen, does not work well with small targets. Let us see the advantages of cursor tablet or stylus. First one is multi-purpose input modes, high resolution, resembles paper and pencil, comfortable to use. Disadvantages of tablet or stylus: it requires extra work surface, initial cost is high. Let us see the advantages of mouse, joystick, trackball. It can be attached to keyboard, it having high resolution, it comfortable to use. Let us see the disadvantages of mouse, joystick, trackball. Poor for freehand input, mouse requires extra work surface, poor control of the cursor. The next one is biometric devices. A biometric device is any device that measures a biological function or trait. It identifies persons seeking access to a computing system by determining their physical characteristics through fingerprints, voice recognition, retina patterns, pictures, weight, or other means. Voice recognition. A system in which the computer recognizes human speech and transforms the recorded words into computer readable digitized text or instruction. The conversion of spoken words into computer text. Speech is first digitized and then matched against a dictionary of coded waveforms. The matches are converted into text as if the words were typed on the screen on the keyboard. Next one is thumb impression. Biometrics can be defined as an automatic method for identification or identity verification of individuals using physiological or behavioral characteristics. Signature verification. Digital signature unit capture and save signatures as people sign on the LCD touchscreen. These signatures can be saved for use to electronically sign documents, customer signature verification for POS transactions or employee authentication. Get your electronic signature capture system today. Retina scanner. Retina scanner is used to map the unique patterns of a person's retina. It uses the unique patterns on a person's retina to identify them. It is used for authentication and identification purposes. Retinal scanning has been utilized by several government agencies including the FBI, CIA and NASA. However, in recent years, retinal scanning has become more commercially popular. Retinal scanning has been used in prisons for ATM identity verifications and the prevention of welfare fraud. Face recognition. The ability to recognize people by their facial characteristics, the most advanced technology which map the characteristics of a person's face into a multi-dimensional face space. The computer can distinguish the same person with different appearances, for example, with or without glasses, change of hairstyle and seasonal skin color changes. It also uses in some secret agencies. Mic or headphone. Both are input devices which are related to audio input. These devices are used to enter sound into the system for processing. It can be used in chatting, video conferencing, music, or whenever we want to interact with the computer from voice input. Digital camera. A digital camera can be used to take pictures. It can be hooked up to a computer to transfer the picture from the camera to the computer. It uses light sensitive processing chip to capture pictures or images. We can save these images wherever we want to, can be a CD, computer disk, USB drive, or can transfer from one computer to other computer or device. Digital scanner. A scanner is used to copy pictures or other things and save them as files on this computer. A scanner is similar to a photocopier, except that instead of producing a paper copy of the document you place on it, You get an electronic copy which appears on your computer screen. This is a very important input device used to convert a hard copy file, that means printed paper, to a soft copy, that means image or display file. After completion of this input devices topic, student will able to identify the different types of input devices and its usage. I hope this is very clear to everyone. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe my channel for more videos.